Columbia University has told anyone who does not need to be on campus today to stay away from the school. Pro-Palestinian protesters broke into a building and occupied this building, which is the Hamilton Hall, early this morning. Witnesses say a group used a hammer to break through the windows and then lock the doors from the inside. CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson is there in campus today at Columbia. Tom, talk to us about, first of all, what the situation is like now and what you have witnessed since we last spoke 24 hours ago.
Yeah, Lilia, well, what I've witnessed is a dramatic escalation in the situation here, as you just described. A really chaotic scene last night where protesters stormed Hamilton Hall, which is one of the residential buildings here on campus. Just a moment ago, we actually caught our first glimpse in person of people on the second floor draping yet another banner. The first one says "Free Palestine." The second one is a nod, apparently, to the protest for that police city in Atlanta, down south. So that was the first time that we had actually seen protesters and confirmed that they are still inside this building. Now, things have calmed down for the time being. It is not nearly as tense as it was yesterday afternoon into the evening. The university has really tightened security. They've put up barricades. There's a heavy police presence. They are also not letting media in, we are told, in that typical allocated slot from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. when we were let in on campus yesterday and the days before. But it really is, in so many ways, just a wait-and-see kind of situation right now. No word on whether or not these students will be removed from this residential hall at this moment. But for the time being, they are still very much inside.
Well, last time the university sent NYPD in there to arrest people, there was a great deal of backlash. You know, one thing that I found interesting, and I continue to hear this from students and in conversations around the protests as we cover them, is look, you know, university students have been protesting against wars as long as universities and wars have existed. And there's an interesting history to occupying Hamilton Hall, which I know you've been reporting on. Can you talk to us a little bit about that history and how it plays into their demands of divestment?
Yeah, you know, it is a pretty rich history, as a matter of fact, which is something that I've learned as well. So it dates all the way back to the Vietnam War when students occupied Hamilton Hall for the first time. Now, that time they were forcibly removed by police who actually used underground tunnels to get the students out. But they came back a few years later, I believe in 1972, to continue their protest of the Vietnam War. Also, moving forward in history, in the 80s, students occupied Hamilton Hall to protest the apartheid South Africa. They called on divestment, which is something that they're calling on once again. And that time, they were actually successful. The university, somewhat reluctantly, chose to divest from certain companies that were tied to the apartheid state in South Africa. But, you know, I want to be clear about my explanation of divestment. This is something that I'm regurgitating what some protesters have told me. You know, it's widely viewed this time around as something that pro-Palestinian protesters believe is a way to achieve meaningful change. They're focusing on Columbia University's $13.6 billion investment, and they say that the university is funding certain companies that could be exacerbating the situation in Gaza, what we're seeing, the violence that we're seeing overseas. So they're calling on the university to remove investment from companies that they believe fund weapons manufacturing or perpetuate things like the settlements that are going on in that region. Now, the university, we are told, in these negotiations that fell through, at one point did offer, they rejected divestment, right? But they did offer to invest in organizations and companies, and bear with me, there's a siren going by, but they did offer to invest in organizations that would help or support the people of Gaza. Now, once again, all of these talks fell through, and it seems like we are still looking at an impasse right now. That's where we stand. Lilia?
Thank you so much for that important explanation, Tom, for talking and listening to the students and what it is that they're demanding. Much appreciated. Another reminder there is what they called Hins Hall. They are memorializing that 6-year-old girl who was killed by the IDF, along with the paramedics who were there to save her. Thank you so much, Tom.